he that has and a little tiny wit. With hi-ho the wind and the rain must make content with his fortunes fit. Though rain it raineth every day.
Let me not to the marriage of true minds admit impediments. Love alters not when it alteration finds, nor bends with the remover to remove. Oh no, it is an ever-fixed mark that looks on tempests and is never shaken.
For bonny sweet Robin is all my joy. For bonny sweet Robin is all my joy. Joy!
Ay me, what hast thou done? What a rash and bloody deed is this?
I wish I was in Carriforgus, only for nights in Ballygrand. I would swim over the deepest ocean, only for nights in Ballygrand.
A love of heavenly beauty does not preclude a proper love of earthly pulchritude.
On the contrary, I saw him at his best. What such a man has to offer is pure animal force.
Am I supposed to take all this lying down? On my way here, I met my accountant. Why are you always so down in the dumps, he asks me. Well, he should know. I'm desperate for money.
The very purpose of playing, whose end, both at the first and now, was and is to hold as 'twere the mirror up to nature.
I heard your well-turned speeches to the end, and what you urge I clearly apprehend.
I'm about to become a mother. I'm only a girl, not a boy.
Yet herein will I imitate the sun, who doth permit the base, contagious clouds to smother up his beauty from the world.
I was 5 and he was 6. We rode on horses made of sticks. He wore black and I were white. He'd always win the fight.
If I swerve a hair from the truth, or mighty states characterless swallowed cities up.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring. Snowing and blowing up bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun. The elves. The elves, we have really gotten to know each other during the training here at Santaland. Something has happened. Let me tell you. It happens right at the moment when we take off our regular clothes and we put on the uniform. Ooh, I bet you want to hear all about my uniform, don't you? I know you want to hear about my uniform. Ooh, you should see my smock. My smock is made of velvet. It's red, a crimson red, and I wear a mustard yellow turtleneck. Oh, and you should see my tights. They are candy cane color and red and white stripes. Oh, and my hat, it jingles and it jangles. Now, it is very customary for the elves to choose a name. In fact, it is required. So some of the other elves have had names like Frosty or Sugar Plum. But my name, they named me Crumpet. Oh, and the elves, they would take the children and they would prance. And they would sing, fa la 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 la, fa la 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 la. And this scared me. But tomorrow, tomorrow is the opening of Santaland. Ooh, there are so many different kinds of elves that you could be or you could be. Ooh, let's see. There is a water cooler elf. There is a first aid elf. There's a retail elf. Let's see. You could be a retail associate elf, or you could be like I was today, the North Star elf. You know, it sounds really cool, right, to be a North Star elf, but it's kind of boring. So what you have to do is, you stand over here, and you say, step right up to the North Star, and you can see Santa. Well, I tried doing that, but it was kind of boring. So get what I changed it to. Are you ready? Step right up to the North Star, and you can see the one, the only, the EGOT, Cher. Oh, the people, they pushed and they pulled to get into my line. Ooh, they just wanted to get right up, and they were so mad. They were so mad. Can you believe it that they didn't see Cher? Jingle my jangle, I'm so sorry. Can you imagine that the one, the only Cher is so hard up for cash that she would be here? Well, you know what? Merry Christmas. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing. Jingle bells ring. Snowing and blowing and bushels of fun.
Now, Mother, what's the matter?
Hamlet, thou hast thy father much offended.
Mother, you have my father much offended.
Come, you answer with an idle tongue.
Go, you question with a wicked tongue.
Why, how now, Hamlet?
What's the matter now?
Have you forgot me?
No, by the rood, not so. You are the queen, your husband's brother's wife. And would it were not so, you are my mother.
Nay, then I'll set those to you that can speak.
Come and sit you down, you shall not budge. You go not till I set you up a glass, where you may see the inmost part of you.
What wilt thou do? Thou wilt not murder me. Help, ho!
Oh no, a rat. Dead! Dead!
Me, what hast thou done?
I have slain. I wish I was in Carrifergus. Only for nights in very grand. I would swim over the deepest ocean. Only for nights in very grand. But the sea is wide.
What a rash and bloody deed is this?
A bloody deed. Almost as bad, good mother, as kill a king and marry with his brother.
As kill a king?
Aye, lady, 'twas my word. Oh, thou wretched, rash, intruding fool, farewell. I took thee for thy better. Take thy fortune. Thou find'st to be too busy as some danger. Leave wringing of your hands. Peace. Sit you down, and let me wring your heart, for so I shall, if it be made of penetrable stuff, if damned custom have not brazed it so that it be proof and bulwark against sense.
What have I done that thou darest wag thy tongue in noise so rude against me?
Such an act that blurs the grace and blush of modesty, calls virtue hypocrite, takes off the rose from the fair forehead of an innocent love, and sets a blister there, makes marriage vows as false as dice's oaths. Oh, such a deed is from the body of contraction plucks the very soul, and sweet religion makes a rhapsody of words. Heaven's face does glow o'er this solidity and compound mass, with hated visage as against the doom is thought sick at the act.
I mean, what act that roars so loud and thunders at the index?
Look here, upon this picture and on this, the counterfeit presentment of two brothers. See what a grace was seated on this brow. Hyperion's curls, the front of Jove himself, an eye like Mars to threaten and command, a station like the herald Mercury, new lighted on a heaven-kissing hill, a combination and a form indeed, where every god did seem to set his seal to give the world assurance of a man. This was your husband. Look you now, what follows. This is your husband. Like a mildewed ear blasting his wholesome brother. Have you eyes? Could you on this fair mountain leave to feed and batten on this moor, huh? Have you eyes? You cannot call it love. For at your age, the heyday in the blood is tame. It's humble, it waits upon the judgment. And what judgment would step from this to this? Sense sure you have, else you could not have motion. But sure, that sense is apoplexed. For madness would not err. No sense to ecstasy was ne'er so thralled, but it reserved some quantity of choice to serve in such a difference. What beast was that thus hath cozened you at hoodman blind? Eyes without feeling, feeling without sight, ears without hands or eyes, smelling sans all, or but a sickly part of one true sense could not so mope. Oh, shame! Where is thy blush? Well, rebellious hell, if thou canst mutine in a matron's bones to flaming youth, let virtue be as wax, and melt in her own fire. Proclaim no shame when the compulsive ardor gives the charge, since frost itself is actively doth burn, and reason panders will.
Hamlet, speak no more. Thou turn'st mine eyes into my very soul, and there I see such black and grained spots as will not leave.
But to live in the rank sweat of an enseamed bed, stewed in corruption.
Speak no more.
A murderer and a villain, a slave that is not 20th part the tithe of your precedent lord, a vice of kings, a cut purse of the empire, and the rule that from his shelf the precious diadem stole and put it in his pocket.
No more.
King of shreds and patches. Save me, and hover o'er me with your wings, you heavenly guards. What would your gracious figure?
Alas, he's mad.
Do not come, your tardy son to chide, that lapsed in time and passion lets go by the important acting of your dread command. Oh, say, how is it with you, lady?
Alas, how is't with you? That you do bend your eye on vacancy, and with the incorporeal air do hold discourse. Forth at your eyes your spirits wildly peep, and as the sleeping soldiers in the alarm, your bedded hair, like life in excrement, start up and stand on end. O gentle sun, upon the heat and flame of thy distemper, sprinkle cool patience. Whereon do you look?
On him. On him. Look you, how pale he glares. His form and cause conjoined, preaching to stones would make them capable. Do not look upon me, lest with this piteous action you convert my stern effects. Then what have to do will want true color, tears perchance for blood.
To whom do you speak this?
Do you see nothing there?
Nothing at all, yet all that is I see.
Then did you nothing here?
No, nothing at all. Just ourselves.
Why, look you, how pale he glares. My father, in his habits as he lived. Look where he goes even now out at the portal.
This is the very coinage of your brain. This bodiless creation, ecstasy, is very cunning in.
Ecstasy?
But in Kilkenny, it is reported they have marble stones there as black as ink, with gold and silver. I did support her, but I'll sing no more till I get a drink. I'm drunk today, and I'm seldom sober, a handsome rover from town to town. But I'm sick now, my days are numbered, so Come on, you young man, and I lay me down. It's still beating, isn't it?
It is.
You know, you look just like my daughter. The other girl they sent over looked like a horse.
Cheryl is a friend of mine.
What? Excuse me, but you are friends with a girl with a horse face.
I'm not her.
No, you look like my daughter. And my daughter is beautiful.
Does she live close?
Not anymore.
Or else she'd be here to take care of you.
Or else she could.
See, your blood pressure is fine. Your eyes are good. Your hearing is perfect.
What?
Your hearing. That was a joke.
I still got it.
You have no problem with your bowel movements
I'm taking a piss.
or urination.
88 years old, I still piss standing up.
You're perfectly healthy.
You said it.
I don't know why you need a home living assistant professional.
No,
Why did you call me?
because Cheryl had the face of a horse.
Sir?
It's a remarkable resemblance, really. If you and I were to take a walk down the street on the way to the post office, mail a letter, people would do double takes and say to themselves, that is his daughter.
You didn't answer my question.
Can you make scrambled eggs? Of course you can, I already can.
Dr. Novak.
Well, grapefruit juice will help my throat.
Sir, I know to call my service and tell them that I'm not needed here anymore.
You are.
Excuse me.
You are needed here.
But you're fine.
She's dead.
Who is dead?
My daughter. And she used to make me scrambled eggs and grapefruit juice. Could you do that? And then you could go. Could you make me breakfast?
Okay. I'll make you breakfast.
I didn't know who to call. There's so many. I looked in a phone book. I called a plumber, Larry. But my toilet was fine, so I stuffed it up. I stuffed it up with a tennis ball. And he got here, and he said, "How did a tennis ball get in your toilet?" And I said, see, I couldn't think of a lie, so I said, "Larry, I put it there myself." And he said, "Why did you put a tennis ball in the toilet?" And I said, "You ever been lonely?" And he said, "No," and he left. I didn't believe him about the lonely part. There's lots of people in the phone book. There's lots of people you can call. I called a computer repair service, but I don't actually have a computer. I called an au pair. Well, my daughter's all grown and dead anyway. And I called an escort, Cinnamon. I hadn't had an erection in years. And then I called Cheryl, but she looked like a horse. And then I called you. Please don't go. I don't have anything else to call.
Okay. I'll stay.
I want somebody to talk to.
What did you want to say?
Well, it wasn't a particular conversation I had in mind. I mean, you start with yourself. I mean, start with your name.
My name is Suzanne.
See? I had a cousin named Suzanne.
I grew up
Never a
here.
more foul-smelling son of a bitch have I ever met. But the name suits you fine.
I grew up here in Grand Rapids.
Yeah, I grow old here.
Our house was on Sherman Street.
Not on Sherman.
Yeah, right across from the hospital.
I worked at the hospital.
Ah, what did you do?
I was a radiologist.
I broke my arm once.
Well,
I've met Sherman. He threw me off the swings because I wouldn't tongue kiss him.
Well, it could have been me who read your x-ray.
It could have been.
Did you break any other bones?
No.
Ah, that's too bad. Because it would have given us a higher probability of having met.
Just the arm.
Yeah, well. So we would have met a lot earlier.
How did your daughter die?
It's important.
I'd like to know.
Yeah, I'm quite hungry. And my throat's quite parched.
Please.
I really don't talk about her.
Well, what about your wife? Where is she?
Are you talking? No, I hear her voice so far away.
What was her name?
Zephyr,
Ah, like the west wind.
like the west wind. There was a mother who named it that, but I don't speak of her. Anyway, so yes, my daughter's name was Zephyr. She was about your age, and one day she wasn't alive anymore. Could I have some eggs, please?
That's not the whole story.
Oh, shit. All story's too long to tell. It's about raising a girl yourself and loving her and living with her, and then one day her dying in the ocean near Mexico. And getting a coffin through customs is no joke. But then it's not her body. It's a one-eyed Mexican named Manuel. And they're losing her body and having sent to East Africa, where they didn't refrigerate her. So by the time she shows up with you, she smells like 4-day-old farts or worse. And then the airline's giving you tickets for life, for free, so you can go anywhere you like. But the problem is, there's nowhere you want to go, and worse, no one you can go with. No, it's not the whole story. It's not even close.
Is that even a true story? The one you just told me. Is that even true?
You think I could make that up?
If you wanted to.
Even a part about Manuel, the one-eyed Mexican?
If you wanted to, you can make anything up.
If I made anything up, I'd make up a story about how Zephyr did not go to Mexico. They didn't let her go. And I didn't have to bury her next to a mother whom I do not speak of. And I wouldn't find out how much you cry. There is no end to tears. Anything after a while would dry up, But no, there's no end to them. I've waited for the end. I'm still waiting. I'm waiting. I can't help but wait.
Maybe I'll make you some breakfast now.
I am quite famished.
Scrambled eggs.
But not too runny.
Not too runny.
Not too firm.
Right in the middle.
Right in the middle.
And some grapefruit juice.
Oh, my throat is quite parched.
I'll get it for you.
Thank you. Thank you. What's your name again?
Suzanne.
Thank you, Suzanne. I just waited so long for somebody to make me breakfast.
Well, you don't have to wait anymore. I'll be back in no time.
Well, I'll be waiting right here. But in Kilkenny, it is reported they have marble stones there as black as ink, with gold and silver. I did support her, but I'll sing no more till I get a drink.
Rachel Burke.
Who wants to know?
You wrote a book, The Village of the Unknown.
Is that a crime?
Not yet. You were a social anthropology graduate student in Columbia University.
when you decided to go into the tunnels looking for the mole people.
And your point is?
Well, you will claim that you actually met them. Hundreds of them. I mean, you know, we're here looking for information.
Well, if you haven't been paying attention, you're already talking to me, trying to get information. And who is we?
Huh. Five New Yorkers in 3 days span were snapped off the subway station, never to be seen again.
Yeah, I heard about that.
New York tourism has been coming a long way since COVID. You know, this could do for New York City what Jaws did for beaches.
Now that sounds like Hollywood trash.
Yeah, well, we need to know what we might be up against.
You know, to be perfectly honest, I haven't had a good night's sleep since I went down into those tunnels. I was young and foolish and really naive when I went down there.
Your book said you cared for them.
I did. And I still do. But not at the expense of losing my life or having another breakdown.
Well, I guess that's a no.
Yeah, that's a no.
Are you aware of the USA Patriot Act, Ms. Burke?
Yeah, of course.
No, I mean, really aware of it.
Well, if you mean specifically, no.
Oh, well, then allow me to fill you in. It broadens the discretion of law enforcement and then extends the importance of terrorism to include domestic terrorism. And since we're working with the New York NYPD, a lot of those extended powers can be added here. In other words, we can make this operation any color we wish. Orange, for instance. Like it or not, Miss Burke, you have been acquisitioned. You'll be expected on the floor of Grand Central Terminal tomorrow at 6 a.m. Tell any soldier you see there who you are, and they will point the way. And tardiness is frowned upon.
Love comes when you least suspect it. Love dances in on a whim. I thought maybe I could direct it, but I never expected a guy like him.
May heaven, whose infinite goodness we adore, preserve your body and soul forevermore. And bless this day and answer thus its plea of one who is its humblest in votary.
I thank you for that pious wish, but please, do take a seat. Let's be more at ease.
I trust you are once more well and strong.
Oh, yes, the fever didn't last for long.
My prayers are too unworthy, I am sure, to have gained from heaven this most gracious cure. But lately, madame, my every supplication has had object for your recuperation.
You shouldn't have troubled so. I don't deserve it.
Your health is priceless, madame, and to preserve it, I'd gladly give my own in all sincerity.
Sir, you outdo us all in Christian charity. You've been most kind. I count myself your debtor.
'Twas nothing, madame. I long to serve you better.
There is a private matter I am anxious to discuss. I'm glad. There's no one here to hinder us.
I too am glad. It floods my heart with bliss to find myself alone with you like this. For just this chance I prayed in all my power, but prayed in vain until this happy hour.
This won't take too long, sir, and I hope you'll be entirely frank and unconstrained with me.
Indeed, there's nothing more I'd rather do than bare my inmost heart and soul to you. First, let me say what remarks I have made about the constant visits you are paid were prompted not by any mean emotion, but rather by...
No reason to explain. I'm sure your sole concern was my salvation.
Quite so. And such a fervor do I feel.
You're pinching.
Oh, 'twas an excess of zeal. I never meant to cause you pain. I'd rather just...
What can your hand be doing there?
I'm feeling your dress. Such fine woven stuff.
Please, that's enough. I am extremely ticklish.
My, what lovely lacework you have on your dress. The workmanship's miraculous, no less.
He was a bully and a brute. He was as crazy as a coot. Still, I didn't give a hoot. He was my boyfriend. With every woman he would flirt. He always treated me like dirt, but I was happy to be heard. He was my boyfriend.
Yes.
I've never seen anything quite equal to it.
Yes, quite. But let's talk business for a bit. They say my husband means to break his word and give his daughter to you, sir. Have you heard?
He did once mention it, but I confess, I dreamt of quite a different happiness. It's elsewheres, madam, that my eyes discern the promise of that bliss for which I yearn.
I see. You care for nothing here below.
Well, my heart's not made of stone, you know.
All your desires mount heavenward, I'm sure, in scorn of all that's earthly and impure.
A love of heavenly beauty does not preclude a proper love of earthly pulchritude. Our senses are quite rightly captivated by perfect works our Maker has created. Some glories cling to all that heaven has made, but in you all heaven's marvels are displayed. On that fair face such beauties have been lavished, the eyes are dazzled and the heart is ravished. How can I look on you, O flawless creature, and not adore the author of all nature, feeling a love both passionate and pure for you, his triumph of self-portraiture? It is, I know, presumptuous to give you this poor offering of my heart, and it is not my merit, heaven knows, but your compassion on which my hopes repose. You are my peace, my solace, my salvation, and on you depends my bliss or desolation. I bid your judgment, and as you think best, I shall be either miserable or blessed.
Your declaration is most gallant, sir. But don't you think it's out of character? You should have done better to restrain your passion and think before you spoke in such a fashion. It ill becomes a pious man like you.
I may be pious, but I'm human too. With your celestial charms before his eyes, a man has not the power to be wise. I know such words sound strangely coming from me, but I am not an angel, nor was meant to be. And if you blame my passions, you must needs reproach as well the charms on which it feeds. Your loveliness I had no sooner seen than you became my soul's unrivaled queen. Well, with me, of course, there need be no anxiety, no fear of scandal or of notoriety. These young court gallants, whom all these ladies' fancies are vain in speech and action rash and chancy, and when they succeed in love, the world soon knows it. No favors granted them, but they disclose it, and by the looseness of their tongues profane the very altar for where their hearts have lain. Men of my sort, however, love discreetly, and one may trust our retinence completely. My keen concern for my good name ensures the absolute security of yours. And in short, I offer you, my dear Almir, love without scandal and passion without fear.
I heard your well-trained speeches to the end. And what you urge, I clearly apprehend. Aren't you afraid that I may take a notion and tell my husband of your warm devotion, and supposedly he were duly told his affection toward you might grow rather cold?
I know, dear lady, that your exceeding charity will lead your heart to pardon my temerity. That you'll excuse my violent affection as human weakness, human imperfection, and that, oh, the Paris, you will bear in mind that I am but flesh, and I'm human, and I am not blind.
Some women might do otherwise, perhaps, but I shall be discreet about your lapse and tell my husband nothing of what's occurred. If you give your solemn word to advocate as forcefully as you can the marriage of Valère and Marianne, renouncing all desire to dispossess another of his rightful happiness.
Adieu, madame.
He was a monster and a beast. His midnight bangings never ceased. It didn't faze me in the least. He was my boyfriend. I was as pure as a virgin meadow, lying with Victor in the gloam. Then he turned to me, that charmer, whispered, let's play farmer, and plowed me till the cows came home.
How many years did I keep my mouth shut? Not one word. Not one word. And don't think I don't know about those cochinadas you do with her. Doing disgusting things with your body. The two of you, socias. Liliana, you know you can't live with her. What, you will leave your father the way he is right now, so sick? And you will leave your poor mamacita the way he is right now? You think you get to run off with that? Puta, and live your happily ever after. Not think about anyone but yourself. Mija! What would happen to your family then? You know Alberto would cut them all off. You can't go anywhere. Too many of us depend on you. Who knows how long this guy will keep you around? But in the meantime, you'll have to get smart, girl, okay? Y aprovechar. Man, if I had your possibilities, I wouldn't be fucking this up. I'd be saving every penny I could. Hiding shit, stashing it away. You need to get smart about this, Lily. And then when it's done, then maybe you can think about the whatever cochinadas you want to think about. And you squeezed everything you can out of this whole thing. It's an investment. Are you listening? This is all an investment. This is an investment. But you got to buck the fuck up, you know? Be a mujercita. Be a mujercita. You think I don't want to go gallivanting? I don't know. You think I like being here on your every whim? I didn't say when I was a baby girl. That's what I want to do with my life. Be at the whims of those who have more. But I got people who are counting on me. And I'm the only thing they've got. y tu papi, y tu mami, y tu hermana Cecilia. You're the only thing they've got. It's not about you, okay? It's about them.
I was
So walk up, okay? You listening? You're gonna have to buck the fuck up.
I was 5 and he was 6. We rode on horses made of sticks. He wore black and I wore white. He'd always win the fight. Bang, bang, he shot me down. Bang, bang, I hit the ground. Bang, bang, that awful sound. Bang, bang, my baby shot me down.
I want to get on my feet again, Mrs. Helmer. I want to get to the top, and your husband is going to help me. For 18 months now, my record has been clean. I have been in dire straits. And I now have been chucked back into the mud, and I am not going to be satisfied with just getting back my job. I am going to get to the top, I tell you. I am going to get back into that bank, and I am going to be higher up. Your husband is going to create a new job for me. I know him. He won't dare risk a scandal. And once I'm in there with him, you'll see. Within a year, I will be his right-hand man. It will be Niels Krogstad running that bank, not Torvald Helmer.
His beard was white as snow. His beard was white as snow. Flaxen was his poll. He is gone, he is gone. God mercy on his soul.
Stella? Stella Star. Honey, you gotta pull yourself together and face the facts.
And what are they, in your opinion, Blanche?
In my opinion, honey, you are married to a madman.
Oh, no.
Yes. Stella, I've got some kind of idea. Do you remember Shep Huntley?
What, no.
Well, of course you do. I went out with him in college. I wore his ring for a while.
Ooh.
Well,
Well.
I ran into him last winter.
Oh.
Did you know that I went to Miami for the holidays?
No.
Well, I did. I took the trip. As a kind of investment, I thought I might meet a man with $1 million.
And did you?
Yes, I met Shep on Biscayne Boulevard on Christmas Eve, just before dusk. He was just getting into his car, a Cadillac convertible. It must have been a block long.
Well, I should think that would have been inconvenient in traffic.
Have you ever heard of oil wells?
Yes, remotely.
Well, Shep's got them all over Texas. Texas is literally spouting gold in his pockets.
My.
Now, you know how indifferent I am to money. Money to me is just what you can do with it. But Shep could do it. He really could do it.
He could do what, Blanche?
Why set us up in a shop?
Well, what kind of a shop?
A shop of some kind. He could do it. Shep could do it with half the money his wife throws away at the races.
He's married. Blanche.
Honey, do you think I would be here if the man weren't married? Well, I get in touch with Western Union. Operator, may I speak with Western
That's
Union?
a dial phone, honey.
Operator.
It's a dial phone. You need to dial O.
Oh.
Yes, O for operator.
Well, I can't dial.
Blanche.
Where's Stanley and Stella tonight?
Oh, they've gone out with Mr. and Mrs. Hubble upstairs.
Where'd you go?
I think they were planning to go to a midnight preview at Lowe's Stage.
You know, we should all go out together sometime.
Oh, no, well, that wouldn't be a good idea.
Why not?
You're an old friend of Stanley's?
Well, we was together in the 241st.
I guess he talks to you frankly.
Sure.
Has he, talked about me?
No, not that much.
Well, the way you say that, I suspect that he has.
No, he hasn't said much.
Or what he has said. What you say his attitude towards me was?
Why you want to ask me that?
Well,
Don't you get along with him?
What do you think?
I don't think he understands you.
Well, that's putting it mildly. If Stella wasn't have a baby, I wouldn't be able to endure things around here.
Well, isn't he nice to you?
He's insufferably rude, goes out of his way to offend me.
In what way, Blanche?
Why, in every conceivable way.
Doesn't he treat you right?
He's insufferably rude. Goes out of his way to offend me.
Blanche, I'm afraid to hear that.
Are you?
Well, I don't see how anybody could be rude to you.
It's really a pretty frightful situation. You see, there's no privacy here. There's just these portieres between the two rooms at night. He stalks through the rooms in his underwears at night. I have to ask him to close the bathroom door. That sort of calmness isn't necessary. You're probably wondering why I don't move out. Well, I'll tell you frankly. A school teacher's salary is barely sufficient for her living expenses. I didn't save a penny last year, so I had to come here for the summer. That's why I have to put up with my sister's husband, and he has to put up with me so much against his wishes. Surely he must have told you how much he hates me.
I don't think he hates you.
He hates me. Why would he insult me? The first time I laid eyes on that man, I thought to myself, that man is my executioner. That man will destroy me if he...
I have to write down my message before I deliver it. Darling Shep, sister and I in desperate situation.
I beg your pardon.
Sister and I in desperate situation. We'll explain more later. Would you be interested in? Would you be interested in? Oh, you never get anywhere with direct appeals.
Don't be so ridiculous, darling.
Stella, don't laugh at me. Please don't laugh at me. Stella, I want to show you something.
What is it, Blanche?
I want to show you something. I want to show you the contents of my purse. 55 cents in coins of the realm.
Look, Stanley doesn't give me a regular allowance. He likes to pay the bills himself, but last night he gave me $10 to smooth things over. Here, you take 5 of it, Blanche, and I'll keep the rest.
No. No, thank
Well,
you.
I know how it helps your morale just having a little bit of pocket money on you. Take it.
No, I'll just take to the streets.
Well, talk sense. How do you happen to be so low on funds?
Well, money just goes. It goes places.
Well, you're here now, and I wish you would just let things go, at least for a little while.
Stella, I can't stay here with him. You can. He's your husband. But how can I stay here after what happened last night with just these flimsy curtains between us?
You saw him at his worst last night, Blanche.
On the contrary, I saw him at his best. What such a man has to offer is sheer animal force. And he gave a wonderful exhibition of that last night. But the only way to live with such a man is to go to bed with him. And that's your job, not mine.
Blanche, can I ask you a question?
Yes. What?
How old are you?
Why do you want to know?
Well, I told my mother about you, and she asked me how old was Blanche, and I didn't know what to tell her.
You talked to your mother about me?
Yes.
Why?
Well, I told her how nice you were and that I liked you.
Were you sincere about that?
Well, you know I was.
Why did your mother want to know my age?
Well, Mother is sick.
Oh, sorry to hear that badly.
She won't last long, maybe just a few months. And she's worried because I'm not settled. You know, she wants to see me settled before I...
You love her very much, don't you?
Yes.
I think you have a great capacity for devotion. You be lonely when she passes on? I understand how that is.
That's true. To be lonely?
I loved someone too. And the person I loved, I lost. For Bonnie sweet Robin is all my joy. For Bonnie sweet Robin is all my joy. For Bonnie sweet Robin is all my joy. My joy is all my joy, is all my joy, is all my joy.
Yeah. When I was alone in the room, the visitor, having retreated beyond the plywood partition, which was between his cubicle and mine, which was chalk white, which turned ash gray at night. Not just he, but everything visible was gone, except for the lighter gray of the alcove with its window over Toulouse Street. An apparition came to me with the hypnotic effect of the painter's Sandman special. It was in the form of an elderly female saint, of course. She materialized soundlessly, her eyes fixed on me with a gentle questioning look, which I came to remember as having belonged to my grandmother during her sieges of illness. When I used to go to her room and sit by her bed and want so much to say something or to put my hand over hers, knowing that if I did, I couldn't. I would betray my feelings with tears. Now it was she who stood by my bed for a while.
Khan ain't a human being. Khan's a Khan. He's stuck in here and the world's forgot him. What happens to him inside these walls, them people out there, they don't know and they don't care. He's entrusted to the state. The state. Hell. State turns him over to a guy called the warden and a bunch of other guys called guards. Who are they? Men who like to boss other men. Now, maybe these guys could have been truck drivers or street cleaners or circus clowns, but they didn't want to be none of that. Why? Because they got a knack for swinging a shillelagh. They like to make sausage out of human flesh.
And as I drifted towards sleep, I wondered if she witnessed the encounter between the painter and me, and what her attitude was about such perversions of longing. Nothing about her gave me any sign. The weightless hands clasping each other so loosely, the cool and believing eyes were as immobile as statuary. No, wait. She seemed to lift one hand very, very slightly, as if it was an invisible gesture of forgiveness. Through understanding. As I drifted towards sleep.
And so they get to be guards, which sounds a lot like gods, which ain't a coincidence, because the only difference between guards and gods is that guards has an R in it, and the R stands for rat. Yeah, that's what a guard is in my book. A rat who thinks he's God. You better not forget that. You better remember, Sonny, because you ain't in the chain store anymore, you ain't in the Olympics, and you ain't in school. And that's part one of your education. And part two is stay away from stool pitches. Hey, Canary! We got a real songbird who likes to sing real sweetly in the cage sometimes for the boss. So don't be friends with him.
If he had an angry fit, I was the first thing that he hit. Still, I didn't give a shit. He was my boyfriend.
Hey, give him a cigarette, Joe.
For Bonnie Sweet Robin is all my joy. For Bonnie Sweet Robin is all my joy. For Bonnie Sweet Robin is all my joy. Is all my joy. For Bonnie Sweet Robin is all my joy. For Bonnie Sweet Robin is all my joy. For Bonnie Sweet Robin is all my joy. Is all my joy. For Bonnie Sweet Robin is all my joy. For Bonnie Sweet Robin is all my joy. For Bonnie Sweet Robin is all my joy. Is all my joy. For Bonnie Sweet Robin is all my joy. For Bonnie Sweet Robin is all my joy. For Bonnie Sweet Robin is all my joy. Is all my joy. Is all my joy. Is all my joy.
I know you all, and will a while uphold the unyoked humor of your idleness. Yet herein will I imitate the sun, who doth permit the base contagious clouds to smother up his beauty from the world, that when he please again to be himself, being wanted, he may be more wondered at by breaking through the foul and ugly mists of vapors that did seem to strangle him. If all the year were a playing holiday, To sport would be as tedious as to work. But when they seldom come, they wished for come. And nothing pleaseth but rare accidents.
As an unperfect actor on the stage, who with his fear is put beside his part, or some fierce thing replete with too much rage, whose strength abundance weakens his own heart. So I, for fear of trust, forget to say the perfect ceremony of love's right, and in mine own love's strength seems to decay, overcharged with the burden of mine own love's might.
So, when this loose behavior I throw off, and pay the debt I never promised, by how much better than my word I am, by so much shall I falsify men's hopes, and like bright metal on a sullen ground, my reformation glittering o'er my fault shall show more goodly, and attract more eyes than that which hath no foil to set it off. I'll so offend, to make offense a skill, redeeming time when men think least I will.
Let my books be then the eloquence and dumb presagers of my speaking breast, that plead for love and look for recompense more than that tongue that more hath more expressed. O learn to read what silent love hath writ. To hear with eyes belongs to love's fine wit.
For bonny sweet Robin is all my joy. For bonny sweet Robin is all my joy. For bonny sweet Robin is all my joy. Is all my joy.
The nerve of some people. Why must people be so difficult? Why can't they leave me alone? I might have to go join a nunnery after all. Very well. Come in.
Allow me to introduce myself, madame. I am Gregory Stepanovich Smirnov, field artillery, retired. I own a place over in the next county. Sorry to disturb you, but this is important.
What can I do for you?
I had the pleasure of knowing your late husband, and as it happens, he left me 2 IOUs, the total of which comes to 1,200 rubles. Now, I have a mortgage payment due tomorrow, so I must ask you, madame, to pay up. And I'm afraid you must pay up today.
1,200. What did my husband owe you the money for?
I sold him a couple of votes.
If my husband owed you the money, then of course I'll pay. But you must excuse me. I don't have any cash on me today. My manager will be back from town the day after tomorrow, and he will see that you get paid. But today I'm afraid I can't help you. It is exactly 7 months today that my husband died. I'm in a sad mood. I am in no condition to talk about money.
And I'm also in a sad mood. For if I don't meet my mortgage payment due tomorrow, I'll lose my house.
I'll lose my shirt.
You will have your money the day after tomorrow.
I need the money today, not the day after tomorrow.
Excuse me, sir. I've already said that I can't pay you today.
And I've already said I cannot wait until the day after tomorrow.
But what can I do? I don't have the money.
That means you won't pay me.
That means I can't pay you.
I see. Is that your final word?
That is my final word.
You've made up your mind.
I've made up my mind.
Thank you very much. I won't forget this. Am I supposed to take all this lying down? On my way here, I met my accountant. Why are you always so down in the dumps, he asks me. Well, he should know. I'm desperate for money. I got up at dawn yesterday and wrote around to everyone that owes me, and not one of them came across. I went in more circles than a hunting dog. Spent the night in some godforsaken flea bag motel, and finally I get here, 50 miles from home, expect to get paid, and what do I get? A sad mood? What kind of mood do you expect that puts me in?
I think I have made myself perfectly clear that I'll pay you as soon as my manager gets back from town.
I came to see you, not your manager. What the hell? Do you think I want with your manager?
I will not have such language in my house, nor will I tolerate that tone of voice. I refuse to listen to any more of this.
I am about to become a mother. I'm only a girl, not a boy. Years ago I dressed up as my brother and went rolling down to a real ship ahoy. Oh, it hurts me to leave you, me hearties. Still you must understand it was love. Oh, I'm about to give birth to the sweetest thing on earth. Little skipper from heaven above.
I can't believe this. It's 7 months since my husband died, and I'm in a sad mood. What's that got to do with me? I have a mortgage payment.
My dear sir, I have grown so unused to the human voice. I cannot stand shouting. I must earnestly beg you to respect my solitude.
Pay me the money and I'll go.
I have said in so many terms that I don't have the money here at the moment and that I'll pay you the day after tomorrow.
And I said in no uncertain terms that I need the money today, not the day after tomorrow. If you wait until the day after tomorrow to pay me, I might as well hang myself.
But what can I do? I don't have the money.
You mean you won't pay me? Is that what you mean?
I can't.
Fine. I'll stay right here until I get it. You say you're going to wait until the day after tomorrow to pay me? Fine. I'll be sitting right here. Look, you don't think I have a mortgage payment due tomorrow? You think I'm joking?
I asked you not to shout. You are not in a stable.
I didn't ask you about a stable. What I asked you was, don't you think I have a mortgage payment?
You haven't the faintest idea on how to behave in a lady's presence.
I do so know how to behave in a lady's presence.
No, you don't. You're ill-mannered and vulgar. No gentleman would ever speak like this in front of a lady.
Oh, excuse me. Just how would he speak in front of a lady? In French? Oh, Madame, j'avoue prie. How charmed I am to know that you reject to pay me my money. Pardon. I seem to be upsetting you. My, what lovely weather we're having and all. Don't you look lovely in black?
You're very stupid and not funny.
The howling of a wolf is music to the screech owl. Prithee, peace! Whate'er thou art that hast enjoyed my sister, for I am sure thou hear'st me, for thine own sake, let me not know thy name. I came hither prepared to work thy discovery. Yet am now persuaded it would beget such violent effects as would damn us both. I would not for 10 millions I had knowledge of thee. Therefore use all means I never may have knowledge of thy name. Enjoy thy lust still, and a wretched life on that condition.
Dale, when I was a kid, when I was a young boy, I wanted to be a dinosaur. A Tyrannosaurus Rex. Oh, I learned to make my arms tiny and small. Oh, and I roamed the neighborhood, and I chased neighborhood cats, and I roared, roar! And I growled. And everybody in the neighborhood, they knew me, and they were afraid of me.
And for thee, vile woman, if thou do wish thy lecher may grow old in thy embracements, I would have thee build such a room as our anchorites to holier use inhabit. Let not the sun shine on him till he's dead. Let dogs and monkeys only converse with him, and such dumb things to whom nature denies use to sound his name. Do not keep a parakeeto lest she learn it. If thou do love him, cut out thine own tongue lest it bewray him. Thou art undone. Thou hast ta'en that massy sheet of lead that hid thy husband's bones and folded it about my heart.
And you know what? My father said something to me when I was about a teenager. He said to me, Bobby, you're 17 years old. It's time to put childish things aside. And I thought, okay, Pop. But you know what? That's not really what he said, was it? You want to know what he said? He said, you're 17 years old. You're too fucking old to be playing with dinosaurs. Go out there and get a job. Wow. Wow! I thought, okay. I'm going to go back to medical school. I can do it for a while. So I went and I did it. But then I forgot how to do it. I lost it. The point is, don't lose your dinosaur!
He that has and a little tiny wit, with high o'er the wind and the rain, must make content with his fortune's fit. For the rain it raineth every day.
Dad? Dad!
That is a you, Sugar Cube?
It is.
Hi, Sugar Cube.
Hi, Dad.
Hey, what's all this? Huh? Hey, look at this. What's you cooking?
Nothing yet.
You remember when I used to cook for you? Huh? Dinner? And you used to stand on this chair and watch how I did?
I do.
You remember how you used to vanish?
Kind of.
Yeah, we'd be cooking in the kitchen and singing, and I'd turn around and you wouldn't be there anymore.
I don't know why I used to do that.
Yeah, well, the hiding places you used to find once I found you in my parents' closet. Yeah. Another time in the basement. And once I even found you in the kitchen or the sink cabinet. It took me hours to find you that day. You're such a clever little girl. Yeah, this high. Yeah, you could fit anywhere. And I could never leave you anywhere. You always needed to have me around.
You were always my everything, Dad.
Well, you remember that first day in school? Huh? Yeah. You always needed me to come to class with you every day. Yeah. And then that second day, or the second week, when they didn't allow it anymore, you seemed to go through that first period fine, but then suddenly they found your seat empty, and they called me, and I came to school, and we finally found you in the janitor's room. Yeah, and you had pissed all over the floor.
I kind of remember that.
Yeah, well, it's funny how life makes parents and kids switch roles.
Life, I guess.
Yeah. You've done so much for me, Ava. So much. And I've never shown you enough gratitude. I want you to know how sorry I am about that.
There's no reason to apologize, Dad.
Yeah, but you're the best daughter a man could ask for.
I feel the same. I really need to make dinner now.
No, my life. It would have been a nightmare without you. I would have just been a cursed old fart.
Oh, don't start speaking like this. It depresses me.
No, you look at you. Look at you. You're such a fine young woman, and I am so proud of you, and of your achievements.
Achievements? I work on a pet store, Dad.
That's still an achievement, especially when you think of where you came from.
I guess.
Yeah. And I'm the one who brought you here, and that's a blessing. It's a blessing. I don't know what I would have done without you.
You probably would have had a regular family.
No, you are my savior. My soul's savior.
That is a bit over the top, Dad, isn't it?
No, I mean every word. Look, I'm not such a good person, Ava. Yeah, you have no idea, but people do bad things sometimes, and I'm no different. There are moments when a man can do something, and it can't be undone. Something that is if it wasn't for you, I'd probably just blow my brains out.
Dad! Dad!
Yeah, don't be fooled by what you see, Ava. I'm not the best there ever was.
I I hate when you get like this. You're the best there ever was to me.
Fools had ne'er less grace in the year. For wise men are grown foppish, and know not how their wits to wear. Their manners are so apish.
Love alters not when it alteration finds, or bends with the remover to remove. Oh no, it is an ever-fixed mark that looks on tempests and is never shaken.
For bonny sweet Robin is all my joy. For bonny sweet Robin is all my joy. Ay me, what hast thou done?
I wish I was in Carrifergus, all the way for nights in Ballygran.
A love of heavenly beauty does not preclude a proper love of earthly pulchritude.
The only way to live with such a man is to go to bed with him. That's your job, not mine.
On my way here, I met my accountant. Why are you always so down in the dumps, he asks me. Well, he should know I'm desperate for money.
The very purpose of playing, whose end both of the first and now was and is, to hold, as 'twere, the mirror up to nature.
I heard your well-turned speeches to the end, and what you urge, I clearly apprehend.
I'm about to become. I'm only a girl, not a boy.
Yet herein will I imitate the sun, who doth permit the base contagious clouds to smother up his beauty from the world.
I was 5 and he was 6. We rode on horses made of sticks.
They say all lovers swear more performance than they are able.
Yes, they do.
When I was a kid, when I was a boy, I wanted to be a dinosaur, a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
He that has
I just want to, since it's our 46th anniversary, which is pretty cool because I'm only 22 here, and I can't believe it. But I have to thank all of you for coming out and celebrating with us, and all the alumni and all the people up here, current and past, over the last 46 years. And it's you I have to thank for keeping me going, because without you it doesn't happen. And to watch everybody grow is what we're about, and continuing to work in the process, on the process of contemporary mixed with classical is a challenge and something that I don't want to ever stop. I really want you to join us when we hit the bottle out there, because we're going to toast all of these fine people and all of you fine people and all the people from the last 46 years for their work. And we're also going to have a special toast for a rather special lady who we remember tonight because it's her birthday. Because on December 18th, Miss Sarah Levine's Simon would have been 78. So we'll be toasting her as well. Thanks again, and we'll see you out there.
Sorry.